He mopped the floors every single day. No one paid him much attention. Some ignored him. Some laughed at him. One man, he humiliated him right in front of a classroom full of students. But then one day, a strange math problem appeared on the board. No one could solve it. Not even the man who claimed to be the smartest in the room. And just when the room was filled with silence, the janitor looked up. What he did next left everyone speechless. If you're ready for a story that'll keep you on the edge of your seat, stay with me until the very end. You won't see the twist coming. Like this video if it touches your heart. Comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share this story with someone who needs something powerful today. And don't forget to subscribe for more unforgettable stories here on Storytime with Rose. At Lincoln High School, there was a man everyone saw, but few ever really noticed. His name was Mr. Otis Barnes, the janitor. A tall black man in his late 50s with silver streaks in his beard, worn-out boots, and deep lines on his face that told stories no one cared to ask about. He arrived before the sun and left long after it set. He swept floors, unclogged toilets, fixed broken lockers, and quietly watched hundreds of students pass by every day. Some nodded politely. Most ignored him. A few mocked him. But no one disrespected him more than Mr. Carter, the school's hotshot math teacher. Mr. Carter was in his mid-30s, always dressed sharp in a crisp white shirt, flashy tie, and polished shoes. He had a PhD in mathematics and reminded people of it every chance he got. To students, he was strict but brilliant. To staff, he was arrogant but respected. To Mr. Otis, he was cold, dismissive, and painfully rude. He often used Mr. Otis as a prop for life lessons. Study hard, he'd say to his class, unless you want to be mopping hallways like Otis here. He'd laugh. Some students laughed with him. Others looked uncomfortable, but said nothing. And Mr. Otis? He'd just smile, tip his cap, and keep on sweeping. But no one knew the truth behind that quiet smile. One Thursday morning in early spring, the school was buzzing with excitement. Lincoln High had been selected to participate in a national math competition, with a chance to compete live on TV. The principal, the teachers, and especially Mr. Carter were thrilled. He saw it as his chance to finally put Lincoln on the map and put himself in the spotlight. That morning, Mr. Carter strutted into his classroom with extra energy. Today, he told his students, we're going to tackle the problem that only the top 1% of mathematicians in the country have solved. Let's see if any of you have what it takes. He wrote a massive equation on the whiteboard. Symbols, fractions, variables, it looked more like art than math. Students stared in shock. Some whispered, "What even is that?" Others scribbled nervously, trying to make sense of it. An hour passed. No one got close, not even Mr. Carter. He kept pacing back and forth, frowning. He erased parts, rewrote others, but couldn't crack it. And just then the door creaked open. In came Mr. Otis, pushing his mop bucket. The squeaky wheels echoed in the silent classroom. "Excuse me," he said, nodding politely. "Just here to mop." As he started cleaning the floor in the back, his eyes landed on the board. He froze. He tilted his head. Then he chuckled softly. Mr. Carter turned. "Is something funny?" he snapped. Mr. Otis shook his head, smiling. "No, sir. Just brought back some memories." "What memories could you possibly have with this kind of problem?" Carter sneered. "I used to solve equations like that when I was teaching undergrad math back at MIT. The room went silent. A few students blinked. Mr. Carter scoffed. "You? MIT?" Mr. Otis nodded. "Class of '89, full ride scholarship, graduated with honors." Mr. Carter laughed. "And now you're mopping floors?" He turned to the class. "See, kids? Even smart people can make poor life choices." Mr. Otis looked at him calmly. "Sometimes life makes the choices for you." Then he looked at the board. "Mind if I give it a shot?" The students leaned forward, their curiosity piqued. Mr. Carter rolled his eyes but stepped aside. "Be my guest." Mr. Otis picked up the marker. His hands moved with confidence, but his voice stayed humble. He began explaining his steps, slowly, clearly. He broke down the problem in ways that no one had ever explained before. "You see here," he said, "this symbol's a trick. Most folks overlook it, but it flips the logic of the entire function. Once you catch that, the rest falls into place." The room was dead silent. Even Mr. Carter was glued to his every word. Mr. Otis didn't just solve the problem, he taught it. Better than any textbook, better than any professor. When he reached the final answer, he underlined it with a quiet, "There you go." Then he turned around. The class exploded with applause. Some students stood. A few had tears in their eyes. Mr. Carter was speechless. He stood frozen, face red, hands trembling. Finally, he whispered, "Why? Why are you here?" Mr. Otis took a deep breath. "I was a professor. My wife and I had a daughter with a rare condition. She needed full-time care. I gave up teaching to be there for her. I worked night shifts, cleaned buildings, whatever it took. When she passed, I kept cleaning. It gave me peace." He looked around the room. "But don't feel bad for me. I've lived with purpose. I've loved, I've taught, and I've learned that titles don't define you. Character does." From that day forward, everything changed. Mr. Otis wasn't just the janitor anymore. He became a legend in the school. Students stopped him in the halls with questions about math and life. He started holding a free after-school tutoring session every Friday in the library. And Mr. Carter? He publicly apologized. Not once, not twice, but every chance he got. He even invited Mr. Otis to co-teach his class once a week. And Mr. Otis agreed on one condition: no more mocking anybody's position. Everyone deserves respect. The lesson? Never look down on someone because of their job, their skin, or their silence. Because the person mopping your floor might just be the one who holds the answer you've been searching for all along. Sometimes, the people we overlook are the ones carrying the most powerful lessons. And sometimes, the person you mock today might just be the one who teaches you something you'll never forget. If this story moved you, made you think, or gave you chills, hit that like button to show your love. Drop a comment below. What part of this story touched you the most? Your voice matters, and I read every single word. Share this video with someone who needs to be reminded. Wisdom wears many faces, and true strength, it speaks softly. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Storytime with Rose for more powerful stories that open eyes, heal hearts, and leave a mark on your soul. Until next time, stay kind, stay curious, and never stop listening.